Hey, what's up guys? Today, I'll show you a horror thriller film, open 24 hours. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. The film begins at Deer Gas Market, where a bloody car parks outside, while a dead man lies in a pool of blood. A woman named Mary awakens when the scene cuts to black. The scene then returns to the days and events leading up to the first scene. Mary finishes filling out the job application and submits it to the gas owner. While interviewing Mary, it is revealed that she served her sentence for being convicted of a felony. Mary has set her boyfriend on fire, and her parole officer told her about the job in the gas station, since she has had difficulty getting accepted. It turns out that parole officer and the gas owner know each other, so Mary pleads with him to give her the job. After promising that she won't give him any trouble, Mary cannot hide her happiness after being accepted. He instructs her to come around in the evening to start her graveyard shift, and the other employee will teach her. Mary shares the good news with her best friend named Lady Bro, who chauffeurs her around since Mary doesn't have a car or phone. Lady Bro drives Mary to her apartment building, where she finds her boyfriend, James, in the bathroom, drowning a poor woman in the bathtub. James is wearing a raincoat. With his dead eyes, he tells Mary that he did it all for her. In tears, Mary has no choice but to turn around and cover her ears as James repeatedly smashes the victim's head, turning the water into blood. With trembling hands, Mary takes one of her pills and closes her eyes as she calms herself down. But soon, she's shocked to see parole officer standing before her. As parole officer checks the bathroom, there is no single evidence of James' crime. He reminds her to reiterate the conditions of her parole. Mary reports about the job at the market. Later that day, while waiting for Lady Bro in the park, Mary sees James again, standing from afar. Upon realizing that Mary has seen him, James starts walking toward her. Panic sets in again, so Mary walks away to leave, and she bumps into Lady Bro. Mary turns around to see that James has nowhere to be found, so she dismisses it and goes to a diner with Lady Bro. While eating, Mary shares about seeing James numerous times, but Lady Bro reminds her that he's incarcerated and is put in jail. While Lady Bro tries to comfort her friend, Mary is busy hallucinating a customer being covered by blood from her head, until Lady Bro snaps her out. Mary confesses that she's been having delusions now and then. Lady Bro advises her not to say anything to her parole officer or her doctor, as she will surely be returned to the mental hospital and lock her up there for the rest of her life. Mary returns to her apartment, but soon receives a call from parole officer. She ends the call to prepare when it rings again. As she answers, she hears a woman's voice on the line, blaming her for watching her daughter die in the arms of James. Mary slams down the phone, but it still rings, freaking her out despite that. Later that day, Lady Bro drives Mary to her job. While on the way, Mary reveals why she doesn't want a phone. It turns out James would call her every time it rained and play Raindrops by Delecta Clark, and that's when she knew he would kill again. Mary takes this opportunity and expresses her gratitude to Lady Bro for sticking by her side. Lady Bro checks out the gas station, leaving the car covered in rainwater. The other employee, Bobby, shows the basics of the job to her. After seeing her friend all set with her new job, Lady Bro returns to the car with a packet of cigarettes and beers. She smokes in the car, but accidentally knocks over the beer bottles while searching for something in her purse. She rolls down the window and tosses the stick to fix the bottles when James hits her face with a hammer. Lady Bro attempts to use the other door to escape when James grabs her out of the car. Meanwhile, Bobby gives Mary the keys to the front and back doors. He then writes down his phone number if Mary needs assistance, before leaving her to start her first graveyard shift. To kill her boredom, Mary wanders around the store and checks out the lockers and bathrooms. She then smokes outside, watching the rain pours, hardly completely unaware that James is behind her. The thudding sound of the door jumps off Mary, who immediately puts out her cigarette and proceeds to check who is inside the store. The phone suddenly rings, and Mary replies to the woman asking about the store hours, that they are open 24 hours. She walks away to check when it rings again, and the same woman asks the same question. The call ends quickly as it has started, but the woman calls again for the third time, and she asks Mary if she likes watching people die. Mary promptly takes another pill to calm her down after the call. She then calls Lady Bro and leaves a message on her voicemail to call her immediately. As soon as she puts down the phone, she hears the door creaking and then shutting, so she checks it out, leading to the office, where she uses the bathroom. She's peeing when the gas pump bell rings. She stops her smelly business and returns behind the cash register just in time as the truck driver enters the store. The driver fills up his truck and pays it with his credit card. He even hits on Mary before leaving, forgetting his card on the counter. Mary rushes outside to return it, but the driver doesn't hear anything and drives away. As his truck gets out of the way, Mary sees James on fire, walking toward her. As she walks back, Mary bumps into Bobby and accidentally punches him. She turns around and sees the road empty, so she apologizes to Bobby after snapping out of her hallucination. After cleaning his bruise, Bobby confesses that their boss sent him to check on her. After seeing the credit card, Bobby only shakes his head and explains to Mary that the truck driver purposely left it. It turns out the last girl that worked there was caught having a sexual relationship with the truck driver right on the counter chair. Bobby then changes the subject and confesses that the boss has told him about her recently getting released from prison. With a heavy heart, Mary shares that her former boyfriend James, aka the Rain Ripper, killed over 35 women in the rain. The press gave her the alias of the Watcher, as she watched her psycho boyfriend kill those innocent women. In Mary's defense, she didn't watch all of them. Mary discovered her boyfriend was a serial killer when she came home one night and a foul smell welcomed her. She followed it down to the basement and found it completely flooded. She was about to get James upstairs when she noticed something floating in the water. Mary checked it out and confirmed that it was the woman's remains. Mary knew something was wrong, but she realized that James had been burying bodies underneath their house. Mary turned around to leave when she saw her boyfriend waiting for her. James forced her to watch him end the lives of those innocent women. He believed their souls would be cleansed in the rain, hence his serial killer alias. She only overcame her fear when James killed the next target girl, so she set the house on fire while he was asleep. She endured watching him kill because he threatened to kill her and her family. After freeing herself from James, Mary suffers from hallucinations. She's seeing victims everywhere, but now she's getting better little by little. Their conversation gets interrupted when the gas pump bell rings. As Bobby drives away, two teenagers enter the store to use the bathroom and buy alcohol with fake IDs. The phone suddenly rings as the girl teenager returns, and fear and panic run down her spine as Mary hears the raindrop playing. Her reaction freaks out the teenagers, who promptly leave the store. Meanwhile, Bobby's truck breaks down not far from the station. James attacks him from behind and knocks him unconscious with a hammer. Mary goes to investigate the outside bathroom after the girl teenager tells her it's flooded. There, she sees James' reflection in the mirror, but he vanishes quickly as she turns around. She then checks where the flood is coming from, only to find a toilet clogged with a woman's hair and an ID of one of James' victims. Mary removes them when a bloodied hand suddenly grabs her. She manages to free herself and crawls back. In fear, she watches the toilet overflowing with blood. But that's not all. James' victim suddenly appears beside her, pleading and crying for her help while covered in blood. Mary shuts her eyes while repeatedly murmuring, "You're not real." She opens her eyes and sees that everything has returned to normal. No toilet overflowed with blood, and no James' victim crying for her help. Mary returns to the store, where she finds parole officer waiting for her. She gives him the keys to the office bathroom. While waiting for him to return, James suddenly shows himself in the flesh and proves to Mary that he is real by slapping her. Mary closes her eyes tightly to prove that James is not real. As she opens them, she sees a middle-aged woman standing in the same spot, also wearing a raincoat. She buys gas and is about to leave when she asks Mary the same question the woman on the phone did earlier. This pushes Mary to the edge, causing her to snap and accuse the woman of messing with her. Parole officer arrives after hearing the commotion, prompting the woman to leave, claiming that she doesn't know what Mary's talking about. Mary tearfully confesses the truth to him about her paranoia and delusions. Parole officer reminds her to tell him everything to ensure that her parole conditions are met smoothly. After that, he leaves the store as well. Shortly after, she hears the gas pump bell ring and sees Lady Bro's car parked out front. This confuses her as Lady Bro supposedly picks her up in the morning, so she goes outside to check it out and finds the phrase "you like to watch" written in blood on the windshield. Mary runs back into the store, only to find the TV open itself. She turns it off and leaves a voicemail for a parole officer. She also calls the police to report when she notices Lady Bro's car gone outside. This makes her think that maybe she's hallucinating again, so she drops the call. She then remembers Bobby leaving his phone number, which she dials. However, she hears a phone ringing nearby, causing her to panic once again. She follows the sound, leading her to the store's back room, where Lady Bro and Bobby are gagged and tied to chairs. As Mary convinces herself that what she's seeing is not real, Bobby wakes up. She rushes out of there in fear when she bumps into the woman earlier. Mary asks for the woman's help to call the police, as James is going after her, but the phone doesn't work due to the rain. With a poker face, the woman raises a picture of a little girl and asks Mary if she likes watching her daughter die. The woman turns out to be the mother of one of James' victims, whom Mary was forced to watch killed. She attacks Mary with a knife to avenge her daughter's death. Mary is outweaponed, so she thinks of escaping instead of fighting. However, the woman manages to dominate her and is about to plunge the knife when parole officer unexpectedly returns and shoots her in the head. He informs Mary that the storm shut the power down in prison, and James is one of the prisoners that escaped. This confirms Mary's fear that James is real. Just then, James attacks the officer with a hammer. Mary tries to beg for mercy, but James knocks her unconscious. Not long after, Mary regains consciousness and finds herself bound to a chair facing Lady Bro, parole officer, and Bobby in the back room. Mary pleads with him not to kill the people, but James turns deaf ears and brings a sledgehammer, stirring fear and panic in everyone. He forces Mary to watch as he repeatedly smashes the officer's head until he crushes his head into mashed potato. After him, James moves on to Lady Bro, covers her head, and seals it with tape, suffocating her to death. James then proceeds to Bobby and douses him with gasoline in preparation for setting him on fire. James holds the lighter ready anytime when the gas pump bell suddenly rings. Mary yells for help, but James covers her mouth as the truck driver returns. As soon as James exits the room to kill the truck driver, Mary endures the pain and frees herself from the wires before moving on to Bobby. He instructs Mary to get the Boss shotgun in the locker before James returns. Meanwhile, the truck driver reports to 911 after seeing blood. While waiting for the police to arrive, the truck driver wanders around, dismissing the operator's instruction to remain in the truck. He is almost at the backroom door when James attacks him. The driver turns the doorknob in a desperate attempt to balance himself, but Mary pulls the trigger on him, thinking he's James. Mary and Bobby check it out, only to find the truck driver's body, while James is nowhere to be found, not even a trace of the smelly feet. Bobby takes the shotgun from Mary. However, James turns off the power, making it harder for them to escape. Shortly after, they hear the police arriving, so Bobby leads the way when James suddenly appears and kills him from behind. Mary hides from James and manages to rush to the police officer. She informs him that the Rain Ripper is inside the store, so they directly get into the car to call for backup. But James appears from the side and shoots the officer in the head. Mary exits the vehicle and hides in a nearby junkyard. However, James still traces her smell like a police dog, so Mary has no choice but to return to the gas station. She ensures to lock the door before hiding in the boss office while James barges in. Mary waits until James opens the door before attacking him with one of the deer head trophies. Mary watches him bleed out to death before passing out due to exhaustion. The following day, Mary wakes up but finds James' body missing. She dismisses that and passes by the carnage on her way outside. The film ends with Mary working as a hairdresser later at Lima Salon, where she sees James' reflection in the mirror, indicating that her horror is far from over. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.